Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we return with more iRacing. This time around we're here back with the IMSA Pilot Challenge. Yes, you might remember about a month ago we did a 2-hour endurance race around Daytona road course. That was very good fun. If you missed out on that video I would highly recommend going back and checking out. Of course, haven't been able to do any of the IMSA Pilot Challenge over the last couple of weeks, mainly because the races tend to fall when a Formula 1 Grand Prix is on, and of course I've just been very busy with some other things, but yeah, thought I'd jump back into it tonight. We've got 2 hours around the Nürburgring. We're jumping back in with the Mercedes AMG GT4 car. Of course, yeah, Daytona went really well for us at the start of the season. Sadly, again, we have just been put in a GT4 split. About over 300 sign-ups, though, to a casual Sunday night race. But yeah, 2 hours, probably going to be about, I think, 14 laps tonight, but we'll see how this goes. Well, as you can probably still tell by my voice, I'm not feeling 100% still, hoping that this lurgy is going to go away within the next couple of days. But of course, yeah, Nürburgring, NORDSHLIEFE, or technically I think this is the Glamstracker. I'm probably butchering the name horrendously, I do apologise. Yeah, it means we've got the full stadium section at the start of the GP layout, and then we cut off the hairpin and the Schumacher S. But yeah, 2 hours ahead of us. I've got no idea how far we're going to be able to survive, as that guy's trying to teleport early on. I think I'm pretty close to him, crew chief, so don't get snappy with me before we even got going here. But yeah, like I said, it's going to be about a 14 lap race here tonight. We've got about 34 cars in split. I'm P27 because of course, yeah, it's based on whether you actually set, I think it's a practice time or a qualifying time, and then after that it's just iRacing based. Really tonight, of course, you can't really pick up many instant points around the NORDSHLIEFE, but I want to try and get my SR boosted back up to at least 2.0, of course. Would love to try and get my A license to maybe, just maybe, dabble with some of the Formula 1 fixed next season, but we won't worry about that all too much at the moment. But about to go green then here at the Nürburgring. 2 hours ahead of us, going to really concentrate on this opening lap to try to avoid the chaos and the carnage as best as possible, as we might be going at the final corner. I think we are going. No, we are not, apparently. Now we should be. Green. And we're going to be almost 3 wide there as the Aston Martin on the outside got a really good start. We are going to jump the Merc, though, on the inside as we head down in towards turn 1. Are we going to make it through clean and tidy? Let's just wait and see. No, we're not. I'm going to get absolutely punted by a BMW behind, so thanks for that one, mate. Hopefully not going to be much damage from that. There's definitely a couple of cars struggling with connection issues, but I absolutely love getting a 4X at the start when there's nothing you can do about it. But, I mean, that Aston Martin is not having fun early on in this race. He's going to try and stay on the inside there as a Mercedes has gone to the shadow round. We've got another BMW there trying to capitalise on a Porsche. We've still got the Aston Martin blinking just behind me, so we'll try and use the BMW for safety as we head down through the hairpin. What big drift there, but somehow we keep it pointing in the right direction. Of course, heavy fuel, cold tyres, everything like that. Got to be super careful early on there as BMW up the road. Just getting a little bit squeezed out, but yeah, I did manage to get a couple of practice laps in. Of course, you only get the 30-minute practice session, which you've got to load in as well. The Nürburgring, not an easy track, of course, to just fire up on iRacing either, as there's definitely a few cars with connection issues. Not too sure what that is all about, but like I said, first lap we're just going to try and take it nice and easy. You know, there very easily could be a roadblock on the NORDSHLIEFE early on here. There's apparently someone trying to pit, not sure that's correct, but we'll wait and see. As of course now we head out onto the most infamous and, in my opinion, best 13 miles of racing track in the world. I love the Nürburgring. It is, without a shadow of a doubt, my favourite circuit in the world. Hopefully I'm going to go back around in real life next year, but we'll wait and see about that. As we've got Porsches just in front of us, BMWs as well. Obviously we've spied a couple of Aston Martins. I haven't seen a McLaren. I think it's the only car we're missing here, but it is probably not well suited actually to this track. The McLaren, I've always found, does not handle curves very well at all, even around some fairly calm circuits. Never mind a track like the NORDSHLIEFE, where the curbs are really a bit more like normal sort of pedestrian curbs, as it's not quite where you want to be going over the top there, especially if he was going to be taking off to the sky. I've done that before in the rough CTR car, the roof even I should say, but through one of the fastest parts then of the track. Opening lap 160 miles an hour, 260 clicks. So we head down, car in front just nips a wheel on the grass. He's going to be off into the wall. That is going to be big damage there, and I'm pretty certain that's what, 3, 4, 5 cars gone. So we head down the hill, just want to try and make it through. Trying to avoid cars, avoid damage as we head down in towards Foxhole. A portion of BMW just in front of us, as everyone trying to be a little bit tentative, a little bit careful with each other. You know, you've got to give cars patience and room around this venue, but as long as you keep it out of the Armcos, you will pick up pieces and places as well. There is, yeah, just so easy to get it wrong, and of course around this track there is not much room for error. You know, technically it is a public road, but in many ways it does sort of remind you of a sort of typical street circuit. Of course there is just very little room for error around here. Those Armco barriers are close and ready to catch you as well throughout most of the lap. What a fun track this place is nonetheless. Like I said, really, you know, you're not really racing the cars, you're just racing the circuit for the most part, just aiming to survive, especially, you know, with a lower iRacing split like I'm in, as someone not happy apparently. Got no idea sort of what position will be by the end of lap 1. As we head through, I've also got no real idea about how long stints will last. Of course, Daytona was our only reference point, and that track was very fuel heavy. Because of just the nature of the tri-oval. But you know, the Nürburgring, you're sort of lifting and coasting a lot more, especially on lap 1. You're just trying to make it round, as yeah, a couple of Porsches getting a bit feisty with this BMW as well, just in front of us, as we try to just take it nice and easy. Of course, the Merc, pretty, well, generally speaking, quite a safe and drivable little GT4 car. You know, to me, this is why I like the Merc so much. It's a little bit easier to pick up, and not going to lie, I'm not brilliant in iRacing. But of course, as well as they're side by side, just up the road, it is also, of course, it just handle a bit more like a GT3 car. It feels like iRacing have slowly worked out how the GT4s need to handle a bit more, because the first couple, I know the Porsches have quite a few tweaks now, but yeah, the BMW I just find very heavy. It might be a bit better now, but yeah, the Aston Martin I've always found to be pretty poor. They're the same as the McLaren. Maybe I need to return to them in the future as we head up again through one of the faster parts of the circuit. You always forget just how steep uphill this part of the track is, as well. Porsche's in front, very slow up through there. Looked like the Red Bull liveried car just could not quite get the run. Maybe we've just got to start thinking about trying to line up moves in the near future, as the Porsche in front very much just tells me, please don't go for it here on that one. You know, we will aim to be sensible as well as these two in front of us. Just getting a little bit close for comfort. Once again, of course, really now, if you haven't pulled off a move, you're likely just to be sat back until the end of the lap, or at least out onto the straight. So a little bit of understeer there as you try and keep it hooked up through Carousel. Probably one of the only corners, I think, in all of motorsport that's actually easier in real life than on a sim, Carousel. Because it really does just sort of hug you in real life. But yeah, we are just going to have to sit back. I think we're going to be staring at the back of a red Porsche. Whoa, I think throughout a lot of this final bit of the lap there, as we get very close to his rear end. BMW just starting to break away a little bit. It's just through here, going to take it nice and easy. This should be where the Porsche has a bit of an advantage over the Merc. Of course, it is just a little bit lighter, a little bit more nimble through the corners. It tends to be a little bit quicker, especially, you know, sort of quick changes of direction as well. But, you know, we've all just got to take it nice and tidy on this opener. Of course, wave to the fans through the next couple of turns there. Of course, probably the most famous corner on the lap, almost accidentally just through there, but we get through all nice and tidy. So yeah, we really are now starting to come towards the end of lap 1 here. Of course, the brilliant thing as well about the Nürburgring, of course, is because the laps are so long, you don't tend to rack up many in a race unless you're doing like the 24. And honestly, psychologically, I much prefer that. I'd much rather do long laps than really short ones. You know, I've done some of the NASCAR Cup races before, like Martinsville, for example. It's just a nightmare trying to do 500 laps. I just find, yeah, mentally is quite fatiguing. There's two Porsches in front of me, getting again, getting very, very close. A little bit of rear lock in there, but we keep it under control. As luckily, yeah, those two scrapping, they had started just to break away from me a little bit. I'm thinking we might be able to get a run on the pair of them up the back straight. See what the ultimate top end speed is like of those Porsches. We've got another gaggle of 3 cars up the road just duking it out. Heading round out then onto the Dottinger hole. Just make sure we get the nose tipped in, excuse me. And yeah, surely now we're going to be able to get quite a run on the pair of them then as we head out onto this 1.3 kilometre straight. Going to have to go down the middle though by the looks of it. And look at that straight line speed of the Merc there. Absolutely flying past the pair of them as we head up. I'm amazed neither of them have tried to duck back into the slipstream, but we will therefore just stay in the middle. Don't really want to give either of them particularly big advantage over each other because we can leave them to battle. That probably does us a lot of favours there at 160 miles an hour. Maybe, yeah, the other part of the track is actually quicker. Gravity carrying you along is just nice and easy getting slowed down at the end of lap 1. And there we go, that is a lap of the Nürburgring. 1 down, maybe 13 or 14 to go then apparently here tonight. But yeah, I've got no idea what position we're going to be in then by the end of lap 1. We might have gained a few spots. I think we have gained quite a lot of spots actually. We're up to P9. I don't remember picking up 18 places on that opening lap, but apparently so. That immediately launches us nicely up into positive iRacing territory. How on earth have we managed that? But let's keep our head down and push on. So Aston Martin in front just runs a bit wide as we head out down through the end of the first sector. I mean, yeah, the leaders aren't actually that far away, so we really did make it through the opening part of this lap a whole lot better than the opening lap, sorry, a whole lot better than I thought we would. I'm going to try and work out a move on this guy though, who's not going to give it to me. So we head back out onto the NORDSHLIEFE once more. I'll have to sit back for now, was what Porsche just thinks about it. We'll just show him the door. And yeah, now we just settle back in again and wait to see if Ivo will make a mistake or whether it will be me. Just getting so close as we head back down into Foxhole once more, but again, you know, it's not worth just sticking your nose in around this track. You really have just got to be quite decisive with your moves. You know, it really is just the epitome of it takes 2 to tango in motorsport terms there, but we might be able to try and get a good run off of the next corner. That's exactly what we've done. Got a very good run actually off the turn. Is he going to try and go defensive? Yes, he is. So we'll try and give me a big old squeeze. Again, nothing going to be able to happen there. Can we do the old up and under? We'll show the nose. This guy does really want to try and defend it. Oh. You always just try a couple of little bits and pieces, see if they'll let you by. You know, maybe they don't want to fight early on in a race, anything like that, but of course sometimes they absolutely do, and you know, they're completely within their right to do so. You know, we are here to have a motor race at the end of the day. But yeah, exactly. Crew Chief's got it spot on. We've just got to try and wait for an error at the moment, although we might get an opportunity up the back straight once more as just tipping it in there. Actually got a really good run off the next corner. We'll muscle our way to the inside as we head down the hill, give them the room, and there we go. Just get the car far enough alongside, and he will eventually back out of it. Steve now, next car on the old hit list. Ooh, this Merc, it might be easier to drive, but I don't know if Ivo's unhappy with me about that or what, but you know, we're here to race, still at the end of the day. I think this Aston Martin is just struggling a little bit as we head through the next couple of turns there. Oh, that was very close. Just running a little bit wide. That corner, I mean, the second half of the lap I really do struggle in kind of a weird way because I'm so used to racing this track in GT3 cars. Like I said, I've genuinely done probably 1,000 laps or more around this venue. Obviously, the first half of the lap's alright because it's quite sort of up and down, slow, mixed, high speed, everything like that. Just going to follow the Aston Martin out a little bit wide, but we will sneak through. Yeah, the second half of that works a bit more sort of free-flowing, everything like that. I tend to find sometimes I won't quite scrub off enough speed, and then you kind of find yourself panicking as well, but let's see if we've broken enough distance away from the Aston Martin there. A little bit of a blend on the throttle. We're basically a second clear though, so I think we should just about have enough. So we end up the dusting a hole, but of course we both know, saying both, I mean you, me, and of course you the viewer, that, yeah, if you're in the slipstream, of course, especially around a track like this, you know, it just looks more and more effective as the straight goes on. But yeah, we have got enough this time around. We should be up then into P7 of this race, but there is still some battling going on at the front of the field there. I think the leaders are, yeah, like 10 seconds clear. And as we head down in towards the final couple of corners, though, of the second lap. There we go. Leader doing an 8:38.1 at the end of lap 2. Let's see what sort of time we're going to get in reference to that. 8:38 was the time on the board. We are going to achieve a time of 8:42, so actually a lot slower there. So we are up to P7 then, as Matthias is apparently just pulling away a little bit. Now we've got a bit more clear air though, we can sort of get our head down, try and close up to David up the road, but it gives us a bit of time to enjoy this car as well. Oh, yellow flags out. Someone's apparently done something stupid a bit up the road. Just wait and see as we head through the next couple of corners. Oh, that might be for a very fast part of the circuit. Oh, it's 2 cars. So we might have just gained 2 more freebies then on this lap, as we're still trying to close up on the BMW in front. This is what I mean about the NORDSHLIEFE. You just try to avoid errors, and you will pick up places as the lap goes on there, as we are finding a bit more time over the course of this one. Apparently Alan, too sure how he's ended up a lap down already, but fair play to him for sticking at it. You know, there's going to be plenty of opportunities as this race unfolds there as well. Very, very close. Just understeering out wide as we head back out onto the Dottinger Hoe, but that should promote us up into P5 then, as P4 now not far away, 7 seconds clear. So I reckon there was a bit of contact then, apparently between 2 cars. So here is Alan, so no idea what's happened to him, but stays out of the way off the racing line, so thank you very much. That promotes us, well, it won't promote us any higher, but will mean we got 1 less thing to worry about. It's 8:36.3 now, the benchmark from the front runners, but I feel like this lap we are going to be a lot closer to that. This should be about an 8:37, so still a second away around the NORDSHLIEFE. That's very, very little. This should be us up into P5. So there we go. And really, yeah, top being up to second place is not that far up the road. Let's just keep pushing. We're almost half an hour in already. Time does really fly around this track. I'm loving this Merc round here. Very, very good fun. Just to sort of feels, obviously, because you are effectively hot lapping, but it feels fun to drive still. Feels rewarding. I've no idea what's going on between P2 and P3, but they are both slowing down quite a lot so far this lap. Either that or David and I have got a lot more pace, but just trying to... Oh, no, don't want to do that, 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 don't... Track limits, keep it between the lines. Didn't want to do that. Damn it! Yep. That's us totaled. Oh, damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Just took a bit too much speed in there. You can see it's trying to slow the thing down. Let's have a look at that quickly on the replay, but yeah, I don't even know. Did we just, I think, just didn't quite... Oh no, it was because we nicked the inside curb, wasn't it? Just see there, nick the inside curve. Of course, it throws the inside wheel up. It just bounces around a little bit, and I mean, immediately from this point, we come out of the throttle, try and just keep it there, and yeah, that's when I realised, of course, that we are just going to be running a little bit wide, and of course, at that point on, you're basically a passenger. I mean, braking on the grass is a pretty futile exploit in trying to make sure we got the car slowed down. I was actually trying to get it straight, ready to get it back on the road once again there, and you can just see through the next bit, trying to pump the brake there, steer into the slide, try and get the car rotated as far through the next corner as we could, but oh, that's heartbreaking. Half hour in as well. We'd done pretty well up to that point, but just then you can see big hit into the wall there, of course, completely destroy that inside, oh sorry, right-hand side wheel there, as we'll try and have a look actually, just behind, so yeah, you can clearly see that side of the car absolutely destroyed. It's probably going to be a lot of repairs as well on the car. I will never feel the same again, but we gave it our best shot. Like I said, I was never fully convinced we'd make it to the checkered flag in this one, but thank you all so much for watching nonetheless. If you did enjoy 30 minutes of the Nürburgring, please do make sure you get yourself subscribed as well. It's a bitter blow, but that's the way racing goes sometimes, and like I said, around the Nürburgring, any error, you will be punished.